Hey guys, Fire here from InDepth Gaming, bringing you another First Impressions video. This time we're checking out God of Rock. This game is developed and published by Modus Studios and Modus Games, and releases on April 18th, 2023 for a price of $30. This is kind of a fighting game mixed with like Guitar Hero-esque elements, and full disclosure, I already did the tutorial just to kind of learn how to play it, but it seems kind of interesting. It features arcade mode, online mode, and local play. So yeah, let's dive in, show a little bit of the arcade mode off, and share my thoughts of trying it out. Let's see, we'll go ahead and start. We're going to start it on easy just because it is pretty challenging. Looks like there's a few different characters to choose from. Who do we like? This guy's kind of cool.
Stop signs are for cowards. Nobody's gonna slow me down. I'm the king of the highway.
Stop dreaming.
Oh, this is cool. I didn't expect him to have like animations
yes,
or anything.
Sure, boss. If only they hadn't forbidden me to work on bikes. I can't stand this job.
I can help you with that, you know. Win my cosmic fighting tournament, and you'll be able to ditch this grind forever.
You really mean that? I'm going home early today!
Yes! Destruction, mayhem, so rock and roll.
Cool. So Johan versus Ollie. That's a kind of a cool little animation thing.
Skateboard. So primitive.
You can't keep your balance on one, can you?
Not the point.
We're so much taller than him. I might just wait to like talk and share some thoughts like after each thing. Ultimately just so I can focus on hitting the buttons. Initially, like the orientation, I almost wish they would have oriented it so you had more of a, like the buttons coming in a little different ways. So it works a little easier with the controllers, or maybe even change up the buttons. But the way I'm doing it is I'm just holding my controller kind of angled, so it kind of sets the buttons kind of set up for me. But even with that, I'm still screwing it up. I did look in the settings though. They do have a little bit of accessibility stuff as well as the ability to tweak a lot of the audio, which I highly recommend. When there's a ton of them coming, I screw up the sequence. It's just the moving around the buttons is definitely feels a little awkward. So many in a row. I'd be curious to know if anybody who's picked this up feels the same kind of... Feels like the same kind of a vibe with how the buttons are. Oh, hey, it looks like we took him out. Cool. Hey, and our first achievement, wake up. Win a match against any AI tier. Cool. Let's go fight the next challenger. Of Kosaku? I wonder how many it has us play in a row, or maybe we just go until we get defeated.
They're making my ears bleed.
Wait, is that a... That voice sounded like a guy. Interesting. Okay. Not gonna judge anybody in the society. I don't even get a chance to like. I'm so focused on the lower part of the screen with the note, like the button prompts coming. I didn't even notice really the health bars up top until I was just kind of looking at it. Additionally, like, the tutorial didn't really explain much, at least that I recall, about, like, the different levels of hitting like a perfect versus like what misses really do. So maybe that's something that they could think about adding in. Just, you know, for people who've played games like Guitar Hero and Rock Band, you probably have a better understanding about how important those are. But for just like anybody who's never really done that genre, might not quite understand like the sequences and how precise you want to be, or even like why you might set like a delayed millisecond ping on buttons. You know, just kind of maybe a way to look at for the tutorial. Yeah, I screw up on the multi-button stuff so much. This is going to take a lot of muscle memory to really learn. It's so hard to like focus and talk. So far, like for me, like it's not too bad of a game. I don't know if I'm a super big fan of the way they're doing the layouts on the controller with buttons. Honestly, like I would almost more like to see. I know it lets you use like your D-pad. But maybe even like the ability to use like your analog sticks like up and down between the different triggers. Like just some more customization for that, I think would make the game a little easier to dive in. I know you can do the D-pad. We'll try this one using the D-pad for the Y and X and see if we think having that makes a difference. But I wish I could also get like the icons on the game to display the D-pad instead. Like just some very basic accessibility stuff for me would maybe go a long way, and it's stuff that I didn't see in the game to maybe set up that I would definitely consider adding. But I understand also if they want it to just be challenging. We screwed up. I definitely like the theme, like the music and everything. The downside for me is I can't really appreciate anything else going on the screen because I'm too focused on the button prompts. And yeah, that big combo is not gonna happen. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Like if you maybe agree with some of my thoughts, or am I just being a little too nitpicky? Or if you ended up picking this game up, let me know what some of your feedback might be. I know my buddy Carnage got the game. I'd be curious if he checks this out and shares any of his feedback. But yeah, that's just kind of my initial thoughts on the game. You know, I just think some of the control stuff just, I think is too hard for mode. Like this is playing on easy mode, you know? So let's actually start one up and just see how crazy like the hardest mode is. See, normal, very hard, extreme, insane, God of Rock. Let's just see if there's even a chance at this mode.
Another chapter finished.
Well, we'll just skip this animation, but I just want to see like how impossible is this gonna be, and we're gonna try it with the traditional ABXY. And I'm kind of holding my controller at like a weird angle to do this too. But it's the only way I can really think to do it.
Tried.
Also, I don't like that I can't see the other character. Alright, let's so far not too hard. This is the God of Rock difficulty. Yeah, we weren't hitting that combo. Yeah, this is like struggling. Yeah, we did not do good at all. I got a quick glance of that other opponent. Yeah, this God of Rock difficulty's pretty ridiculous. I don't really have at the moment a way to really try this out with like a Guitar Hero guitar. I definitely think that could be maybe an interesting experience. What does right and RB do? Oh, it's just navigation things. That was definitely confusing me. Yeah, just a quick glance at like some of the options. You can go in here to controls and it shows you can use the D-pad, but you can't get it to display D-pad functionality. You can calibrate things, view the credits if you want to see the people who made the game. But yeah, outside of that, guys, that's my initial thoughts for God of Rock. I think it's a fun game. I think just it needs some accessibility stuff for it to really give you a little more of that option and setting up a controller to be a little better to use, or even some of the display stuff. Change it to visualizing the D-pad, and I think people would be able to get things a little easier. There is a level editor where you can kind of design some stages and stuff if you like doing customizations like that. But yeah, outside of that, guys, that's my thoughts on God of Rock. I hope you enjoyed this first impressions video. As always, if you liked the video, hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't already, consider subscribing and let me know what you think down below in the comments. We'll catch you next time.